welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
Okay, talking pronouns while the border is in crisis. Your word on that.
Yeah, Liz, it's maddening how this administration has just abandoned everyone on the border. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to see it. You know, I just got done hosting my 12th border visit for congressional members. I've taken over 70 members of the conference to the border to see it firsthand. We met with Border Patrol agents. We met with sheriffs. We met with ranchers, everyday people. And sadly, the crisis continues to get worse. And every border expert is saying this goes away if we end catch and release. And you do that with repatriation flights. The vice president or anyone from the administration knows that if they would go there and see it firsthand. These repatriation flights are for people that do not qualify for asylum, which is over 95% of the people. Once that happens, this immigration crisis goes away.
Yeah, but now we've got Joe Manchin talking to Chuck Schumer about raising taxes, right, while the border is in crisis. U.S. crime is up, inflation is up, and interest rates are going up. And now you have the New York Times reporting that human smuggling cartels earning $13 billion a year, $13 billion in Biden's border crisis. I mean, that's multiples beyond what anybody would have thought.
Yeah, the Biden administration has created Fortune 500 companies by creating these Mexican cartels. And what is happening, you know, in Eagle Pass, there was this brand new processing facility that was just created. It cost the taxpayers $18 million to create, and it's $12.3 million per month in order to keep open. What does that mean? There's a reason why we're in a recession, is this administration is throwing money at a problem that is only adding fuel to the fire. I would say this too, though. Republicans can't just be the party of rhetoric. We have to be the party of solutions. And look, there are work shortages in every industry across the country.
Trump shut the border. Trump really, for the first time under Trump, the border was starting to feel really secure again, right?
No, that's right. His policies worked. Ending, you know, Title 42 worked. The PACER program, which had immigration judges on the border, worked. These are things we need to reimplement. We also need to look at how do we bring over people that want to come and work. I'm not talking about citizenship. I'm talking about work visas. Every place in America has work shortages. I met with a rancher during this recent visit. I met with a rancher that is miles from the border, and he goes, Tony, there are hundreds of thousands of people coming over the border through my property, yet I don't have laborers to pick onions for us. There is a broken system. This administration is the reason for it.
Let's listen to Senator Ted Cruz. He had released graphic video. He's talking about a narco slave trade at the southern border. He says this is barbaric. Watch this.
Say you're a Honduran little girl. You're 15 years old. You're looking north. You're imagining life in America. You're imagining life in freedom. And you end up, your parents agree to pay the cartels, and you end up 6 months later working in a brothel, trapped, where every day you're in sex slavery, trying to pay off your debt. This is what Joe Biden and the Democrats are doing, and you cannot defend it. It's not humane. It's not compassionate. It is horrific and inhumane and evil.
Yeah, so is that word out there, Congressman, that this is what's really going on? Because there's this idea that, you know, the White House is being humanitarian, you know, turning the border into a state of collapse in order to let people in. Is the word out on what's really going on?
It needs to get out more. And, you know, the Republican House Republicans are committed to visiting and seeing it firsthand and talking about it. And this is the issue, is the Biden administration is not encouraging legal immigration. They're encouraging, you know, these migrants that are often leaving a very difficult life to take this dangerous trek. You know, I'm visiting Central America here shortly, next week, and I'm going to Guatemala amongst other places. And part of the discussion is how do you get people to come over in a orderly, legal fashion to work and do other things and not go these dangerous routes.
Congressman Gonzales, a pleasure having you on. Come back soon.